In this video, I'll walk you through all the key features and the buttons on the Canon 70 to 200mm f2.8 lens. This is the one with the EF fit, designed for the DSLRs. We'll talk about what the relationship with a mirrorless camera later in the video, but I'll walk you through the features. It's a very versatile lens. It's a fantastic lens, and whether you're shooting portraits, covering events, indeed shooting some wildlife, sports, it's got a lot of things going for it with that f2.8 in low light. You can get some nice background blur going on as well. This lens has a number of different features actually on the barrel of the lens, and I'll start off with autofocus, manual focus. I personally use both quite a bit. Low light, I'm using manual focus. If I'm shooting through something, like say if I'm composing something through tree branches or something like that, I'll use manual focus so it doesn't keep searching for an autofocus position. Sports, I'll find myself, depending on whether the subject's moving towards me or sidewards, I'll sometimes switch to manual. I like that control. But equally, with autofocus, if I'm panning, for instance, if I'm panning birds in the sky or a particular action, like if I'm getting panning shots with motion in the background, the blur deliberately and everything, I'll use the autofocus while panning. It's absolutely awesome. Autofocus with portraits, locking in on a particular face, for instance, that can be very, very helpful. A lot of uses for autofocus and manual focus, but there's the switch right there for it. Now, the other one is the focus limiter switch, which is we can reduce. We've got the concept of the 1.2 meters to infinity, and then the 2.5 meters to infinity. Now, the point of this, if you are photographing with a distant subject and you know it's beyond certainly the 2.5 meters, you don't want it wasting its search. So you set it to 2.5. So it stops it searching for anything before that distance, which helps with speed and also helps with battery. So the next feature is the image stabilization. It's a lovely solid sliding action. All these switches on the lens it's all very solid. It's fantastic. Stabilization on, stabilization off. Good, solid, well-built lens. The occasions where you want to have it switched on is where, if you're say in lower light or for whatever reason you're using handheld slower shutter speeds, that's when it's really great to have it switched on. No need when you're on tripod, and also if you're working with super fast shutter speeds, no need as well. And the reason why to have it switched off when you don't need it is essentially battery life. It's the battery, it does drain the battery faster. So when you don't need it, switch it off. Now, with the image stabilization, you get two different modes. There's mode 1, which is for general stabilization where you're shooting still subjects. Mode 2 is where you're moving, say, with panning shots, tracking a moving subject like a bird, in something in flight. That's mode 2, where it's designed to stabilize, making your panning a much smoother stabilization. So mode 1 for still subjects, mode 2 if you're panning with your shot. This lens also comes with a tripod collar. So when you've got it on the tripod, by rotating the lens, you can easily switch between horizontal, vertical, and it's got beautiful smooth action. Again, it's a very well built lens. And don't forget the lens hood, which is great for protecting the front element of the lens. I've actually made two separate videos around the lens hood. One is on how it actually fits, and the other one is when I choose to use the lens hood and when I choose not to use the lens hood. So if you're interested in those things, I'll leave a link in the description for both those videos. So this is the EF lens, and as I say, I'll be using this, say, with an example of Canon 90D. DSLR models fit the EF system. If you've got, say, for instance, the Canon R6, which is the RF system, there is an adapter so you can use this lens. However, there is a number of features, including the physical size of the lens, which is a smaller lens in the RF for the same. If you buy the 70-200 f2.8 in an RF, it's smaller, it's lighter. But there's also features. It's about stabilization, the speed of the autofocus, etc. So if you've got a mirrorless, while you can use the EFs, by getting the RF, you're getting all the features. However, there's budget constraints and you have an opportunity to use one. Yes, you can buy an adapter and use this, absolutely fine. Another feature about this particular lens is that I've certainly used it in light drizzle conditions, and you might actually notice a couple of small drops of water on while I'm filming this. It's just started to drizzle at a couple of points. So it certainly has that resistance to light drizzle, but obviously it has its limitations. So if it's going to drizzle consistently or turn into rain, I'd highly recommend using some sort of rain cover to keep it properly protected, plastic bag, whatever. And I'd recommend that, but I've certainly used it in drizzle on a number of occasions and had no problem whatsoever. So my personal experience with this lens is it's a really solid build. I really enjoy using it in many situations. It's something that I find is very, very, very useful time and time again. I'm not someone who walks around with a ton of lenses, and I find this is a really good option in many, many situations. So thanks for watching, and if you have found this video interesting, do subscribe and get future videos, and also press the like button, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.